I'm using this. We're live on stream with audio now.
Oh, okay. All right,
Who
so
else
welcome back.
Who else is on the ship?
All of us here.
Yeah, everybody here except
Like
for
from like how many? It's just one. Like how
There's
many
no
crewmates
Ulan.
they
Is the
got
only
already?
He's missing. He doesn't know Ulan left, does he?
No, I've been in the Hammer.
you did know Ulan left. I think you guys had
But
like
does Darth know that Ulan left?
That was just around. No, Ulan left around when he went with his tribe, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
I
saying,
think
does
at the same
Darth,
time-
the person, know that Ulan is not currently with
That
us?
Isaac.
Yeah.
That Dragoon is not here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, trying to figure out how much of the backstory of that part does he know?
I just want to know, like, who, like, on this airship, who else is on it besides us?
The
so
crew
then
of the airship.
the crew of the airship, which is I think 6 people. One, two,
It's definitely a
three,
creepy
4,
bird.
Trying to figure out how much I
5?
need to get. How many
5.
people
I think
need
it's
to
5.
5. Karina,
Yeah.
Arendor, Usk, Laszlo, and the captain, who we do not know, but looks awesome.
All right. So we'll start here. So
All right.
welcome back to M&A&D&D episode 56. Cloud Chasers, we'll go with. Last we left, M&A had boarded the airship, a beautiful airship that crewed by a very imposing figure, a Minotaur. Seems too eager to start. As last week's episode ended, you guys took flight, headed north from where you're at. Final destination being the northernmost point of the Sword Coast.
Sea of Moving Ice.
Sea of Moving Ice. And we will start, let's see, a little bit from there. As you guys head up the like the wind and the flags start to unfurl, and just this swift burst of air, almost like your gravity pushes down on you as this ship begins to lift so quickly. Your old knees buckle a little bit. And the crew kind of gives a chuckle as they notice you don't have your air legs quite like they do, accustomed to spending so much time on one of these crafts. Quickly, you see as the crew starts to move into positions. Laszlo running towards the front, starting to unhook and unwind ropes. The first mate, Kierna, starts hollering orders down to like the deck where you see Arendor and Usk start quickly moving into positions as they start to like pull and twist and turn dials and wheels. The captain looks down at you. Move. Find something. Get to work.
Okay, so what is our task on the ship?
You're the chef.
You're the chef. You're
Okay.
definitely gonna go find something to go
Right,
cook.
then I'm just gonna go down and start,
Go find the galley and start cooking.
shaving those potatoes.
I'll go find the navigator and hang out with him.
Is there? I'm gonna just say general ship terms, and then you just tell me if they are on an airship. But is there a crow's nest?
There is not a crow's nest.
Damn it!
Well, just
I mean,
just
airship
kind
is
of
awesome, but like it's fine. I'll take this. I wanted to hang on there. It's fine. It's cool. I know. I was looking at this. I was like, you're right.
Yeah.
Um,
Generally, you guys have a pretty good view already. You are a crow's nest.
Okay, so I'm moving toward the kitchen
I'll go find the.
and just start looking around the inventory and start making some preps.
I'm gonna go check out the guns on the ship and go find the chief. Oh wait, there's someone on the first floor. Whoever's in charge of the weaponry. And I wish I had more recently paid attention to that episode.
Quartermaster?
Is that the quartermaster on the ship? I don't remember what it was on the ship.
Oh.
I mean, there was the keg monkey, but that wasn't.
That's yeah. I want to essentially be the keg monkey.
There's a keg.
Well,
There's a keg on the ship?
that's what they
Powder keg.
demoted. That's what they demoted. You know, not to be. Because like I'm trying to think of like what I would be good at, and I feel like I could be good at like figuring out how to use the basilas and stuff like that. I just don't want to be in the fucking way.
You know what?
Where am I? I'm up here. I'll go
So
over here and
yeah,
start
this is the
inspecting
time
these.
for us to do our own thing, right?
It was basically a command of make yourself useful, right?
Okay.
Right.
Give me a minute.
Is there a ship's engine room?
There is. So on here, you're gonna want to. Well,
I'll
you
go
can
to the engine
explore.
room.
You can explore. You can certainly ask.
I'll ask them if I can go see the engine room if there's anything in there I can do to make myself useful. Knowing that, you know, anything that's not a winged beast generally has some form of magic to keep it afloat. And I'm kind of curious as to how they do that. You know, I would like to learn while I work. Let's leave it at that. And are we gonna get a show and tell cooking session?
I think he's getting ready for a sea shanty.
He's gonna. He's gonna show us how
Something's
he's gonna
going on.
peel potatoes.
I want. Is he gonna peel potatoes, or is the sheet tanty also gonna be accompanied by like?
I don't know what it is. I'm excited.
I'm just mixing garlic.
Oh, he's
He's making his dinner.
He's taking his job
This
very,
is his
very
best episode.
seriously.
He's like, oh, I can make my dinner during this episode. And
Hey
no one
guys,
will-
look, I've got props. I love it. I will go up to the first mate, Karina or Kierna, and ask if there is a navigator that I can work with, or provide my general explorer expertise towards to help out in any way I can.
In reality, I was going to do the pork chop tonight anyway for tomorrow, so might as well just do the garlic right now.
Gotcha. All right. So you find Kierna towards the bow of the ship. Although she's not looking out towards the direction you are going, she's looking backwards, kind of surveying the movement on the deck, as some have scattered to different floors.
First mate, can you point me in the direction of the ship's navigator? I'd like to be able to lend my expertise in exploration and general.
I appreciate the pleasantries, but go ahead and call me Kierna.
All right, Kierna.
Now, who you might be looking for is the bird fella. Right yonder. She points across the deck. By the captain is standing Arendor,
Okay.
who's has like some papers in his hands and is surveying.
Well,
Nah. Tell the others, make sure that they got something in their hands all times. Captain likes people busy.
I will relay that message. Thank you for the advice, and then I'll walk off and go find Arendor.
Is Asher not in the list?
I'm assuming at some point I have been on a regular ship. Question?
You let us know.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, at some point in my travels, I've definitely spent time on a ship. How similar is this to like a boat in water? Like, would I be able to pick up like,
Should be the
oh,
same.
this, and this needs to be done?
There are a lot of similarities.
Okay.
There's a lot of similarities to it. So, like, you're kind of used to adjusting like masts and things, and so here on this one, there aren't masts so much as these like kind of winged sides
Mhm.
that help. They take place in front of that. So the most top is like the floating apparatus is what you can gather, right?
Yeah.
But you're powered and you're pushed by something you don't quite know. But you notice that the wings on the sides start to flap. You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm busy in the kitchen.
Quiet down there.
Yeah, we can hear
Okay.
you.
You alright?
Yeah. No, it's I was plugged into my PS5 with my headset, and after like so many times, such a long time, it's on there. It actually kind of stops working.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you notice that these wings kind of take over that place.
Hmm.
So you're quickly able to recognize like, okay, these ropes here are operating. You're getting the sense, and let me just do an intelligence check.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah. You start like winding up some of this rope, kind of pulling things taut. Like you're picking it up, the rigging pretty quickly.
Okay. Yeah. That's since I have no navigational expertise or anything like that. I figured I'd just utilize the strength part
Gotcha. Yep.
and just
Excellent.
mirror whatever the other deckhand's doing on the other side.
Can I get a perception check from you?
Mm-hmm.
As you're moving, you get the sense that some eyes are kind of following you. As you work.
Okay.
Hey guys, look what Ginger.
Nice.
None of us are surprised
Okay.
by that choice.
DW, you got any moves?
I'm moving downstairs. I'm just gonna kind of like keep wandering downstairs until I find somebody that tells me like where the engine room is. Otherwise, I'm gonna try to just find it on my own.
Okay, so as you finally enter like the bowels of the ship, you run into the like a kind of a skinny fellow. His compared to let me get a perception check from you.
Oh wow, the computer actually pretty fresh. You can see.
Wow.
What I can say is you compared to the rest of the crew, he's dressed in kind of rags. Seems almost filthy to some extent. And he's busy securing things to walls and making sure as this takeoff goes, you can see that he's securing things into places and moving around, doing like just like really quick busy work.
Does he from? I didn't really get it from that description, so I'm just gonna ask one clarification. Does he look like I can or cannot ask him a question in this moment, or should I just keep going about my like business?
I would say you did not perceive in any way that you should not ask him a question.
Right. He doesn't look like he's too busy to answer my question.
Right.
All right. All right. I'll just ask him. Hey, the captain said that we all should pitch in around here. I was just looking for a ship this size must have something powering it. I was gonna help out in the engine room. I just wanted to see what I can do around there. Kind of make sure everything's still up and running, and kind of maybe see if I can learn a thing or two about how these things stay afloat. We've been on a sky castle. Do you know where I can? Which one of these rooms has that? Is it that one?
Yes. I can't let you into the engine room, but Ur can.
Where is he? Can I see him?
He's and then he points to a doorway. Just to his left. He's in the kitchen right now, but no, make sure you're busy. And then he just scutters off without. And at no point did he ever really look you in the eyes.
Gotcha. Busy. Yeah. Did he, when he was talking to me, did he ever like allude to which way the engine room was from where I am right now?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go find Urk. He said.
Okay.
This I assume is Urk, right?
Right.
All right. Excuse me, Urk.
As you walk into this small room, you see that it's part bunk, part kitchen, storage room. You've come across this individual, just kind of like moseying around in there, moving some things around. His hair's pulled back into a man bun. He's got this pointy beard, kind of shaved into a nice point in front of his chin. Standing about 3 foot tall, he looks up at you. Yeah, man, what's going on?
Hey, the captain said everyone needs a job, and that I would probably be,
yeah.
I would probably be really good in like the engine room, kind of helping out with that kind of stuff, make sure everything's good. I wanted to learn a couple things, make sure in case there, we had any issues. I'm pretty good at coming to this stuff, and I was actually on a sky castle once, and the whole time I was on the sky castle, it never fell. So, I was just curious how this works, and I just wanted to just kind of take a look at this.
Dude, actually looking at where Terry's standing, he actually found the kitchen. What a professional. My bad.
Of course, Terry knew where the kitchen was.
He went straight there when he got onto the ship.
Yeah,
He's like,
dude, no, fucking A, I fucked that up. Yeah, man, no, for sure, dude. So here's the thing. Let me finish taking some of these foods and edibles upstairs to the kitchen, where I'll whip up some food later, and then I'll take you down to the engine. I like to make sure that I could trust you.
Sure, yeah.
We can't have anybody tampering with our bric-a-brac.
So you just want me to just
grab
wait?
some of this stuff. Come on, man.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, I'll carry some of that. I grabbed like the lightest looking box of stuff that he offers and carry. I look like my hands are full, but I'm making sure it's not too heavy.
Gotcha. All right,
like
man. Yeah.
You like I go to one box, go, ooh, that one feels like I'm gonna struggle with it. I go to the next box, to the next one. This one's just right. This is the one I'm carrying up.
All right, man. Just follow me, and then he leads you back upstairs to the kitchen.
I don't want to look like I'm good at carrying that stuff. I want to look like I'm good at
That was amazing. Okay. Yes, it is, Glocko. All right. Anybody else have anything they want to be doing in the meantime?
I'll eventually make it over to the navigator just to finish off that the whole thing, but you can continue with what's going on there.
All right, so Urk kind of waddles up these stairs carrying much heavier stuff than you. And then he plops it down where he finds Valen already kind of like perusing. Hey,
Oof,
man, like,
oof. Oh, here's some stuff, Valen. I'm glad you're here. This was a lot of stuff you brought up.
all right, well, we're going to pause that storyline until he actually gets back.
Oh.
So, let's just head back over to Val and or the top deck. Astrid.
So I'll make my way up to Arendor and introduce myself. Hello, I'm Valimar. I'm one of the new passengers on this ship. I have some experience with navigating and exploring, and I wanted to see what path we're planning to take to get to the Sea of Broken Ice or the Sea of Moving Ice, and just get an idea for what the general plan is. We need to be able to get to the location that we need to get to, and we also need to have a general idea of a means of getting out of there if things go south, or when things go south, since this is the type of mission that will very well likely go south.
Yeah. So, what? No, all right. No, I heard you. Come here. I'll teach you. I'll let you in on one secret here. So,
Okay.
look busy. And at no time let the captain know I don't know what I'm doing. Here. Look at this. Look at this thing here. Can you tell which direction we're already headed? Look at this map. Look at all these fucking lines and squiggles on it. I have no idea, man. I'm gonna need your help. If you're as good as you say you are, what are we gonna do?
All right. So I believe my background as a wanderer. Yeah, so I should know my way around and know the general direction I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this applies to, so like I wouldn't know the lay of the land where we currently are since we're, in the air, but I theoretically would know the direction we're heading, or which way is north, and then be able to tell which way we should be going if we have a map, I would say.
Okay.
So you want me to roll survival for this?
Yep.
$24.
All right. So let us know. So can you make sense of this at all?
Yeah, so we're heading up north along the Sword Coast from Waters Deep, and the Sea of Moving Ice is up here, and I'll gesture to where it is on the map. And since we're taking an airship, we should be following generally the most direct path. However, seeing as how you all are the ones who travel on an airship more, are there specific air currents and ways to help progress and travel along up this, or is it just a straight or would just going straight here to this location at this heading help? Okay.
Yeah. No. Yeah, we're heading north, and the
Was that
thing
for
is,
everyone or just me?
that is for I wasn't gonna take the time to whisper it, but he's just saying, like, looking at you, just really kind of confused. Like, yes, north is the general direction.
All right,
You're
here we need to go, and I'll
Give him
I'll rummage around for like a compass or something. Like, this is the heading we need to be heading, or we need to be moving in. X by Y, north by northwest.
Now that's does prove you know what you're talking about. I'll let you in on something. I actually am pretty good at this too. I was just fucking with you. Welcome aboard.
Ah,
Welcome aboard. So, since you seem to be your group's navigator, I do have some questions for you. Where do we go first? Because I was told maybe as we give you passage that you are going to do a stop at some other location first.
He's asking, do we want to stop at Phandalin? We might have talked about that at the beginning.
oh, I don't remember that.
Is that what you're referring to, Viva?
Okay, then yeah.
Because we could swing through Phandalin on the airship, and we couldn't do that with the boat.
That makes a lot of sense. I did not realize that.
Because it wasn't that
But
far
my character
off.
would remember this.
It
so-
wasn't. It
Yes,
wasn't.
he
It wasn't.
would.
It wouldn't have been that far off to like go like almost due
Yeah.
north, hit Phandalin, and then continue north, and then have more of a western tilt to go hit the Sea of Ice, and then. And
Part of the
including-
incentive when you guys were deciding which one you were going to take was that the airships could get you back to Phandalin for a brief stop
Okay.
if you wanted it.
Yeah. I'll let Arendor know that the mentioned pit stop would be up in Phandalin, and to get there we would take this heading, and then from Phandalin, and then I'll show this on the map. From Phandalin, we would take a slightly corrected heading afterwards, a little bit more west than north, as the previous heading, and then go from there. And we should only need, I would assume, a couple of hours in Phandalin. We could restock if there's anything that we need to, since it'll be a day, 2 days on the airship to get there, versus a couple of months it took us to get down here or whatever it was.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, help me make sure that we get these coordinates right, and then I'll give them to the captain.
Okay, and then I'll help him with that.
Okay. So as those two work on it, Astrid is just like busting her ass, maintaining the sides. At this point, the captain or the first mate, Kierna comes down and gives her a hand. Seems like the other ones don't want to get their hands quite as dirty as you. I appreciate you staying on here.
Oh, well, they have their other uses.
We'll
But
see. We'll see. But no, you seem to pick up. You've been on an airship before?
never an airship, but plenty of boats at sea.
I don't. Yeah, they're not too different. I've never really set foot on a sea boat or sea ship so far. I've been airborne since I was a child. So if you have any questions, you just come to me. I'll help you out.
Thank you.
No questions there?
No. She's just trying to get a lay of the land, just trying to figure everybody out, all that good stuff.
Okay, so we come back down into the kitchen where where Usk and Liam had just stumbled into the kitchen where they find Valen, who's already prepping.
Oof. Oh, this is some heavy produce. Here you go, Valen, just for you. All right, so
Oh
engine room.
man, good. Well, I guess Lord Argo wasn't kidding about their being stocking out for us. I mean, I found all the ingredients I needed for prepping the meal tonight.
Hey, man, so
Yes.
you're gonna do the cooking? Is that what I'm hearing?
His cooking's
guess.
kind of unique.
Well,
It might be
actually,
an acquired taste.
To
If you-
my companions, I'm basically team's cook. So, I mean, when I came down here,
Right,
nobody
right.
was around, so I just took care of everything.
All right, so just wanna. I mean, if you're gonna lighten my load, I guess what I'm asking is, are you gonna cook for all of us or just your crew?
Well, there's enough produce in here for everybody. So and it's like it's the same prep for everyone. Same prep for the same dish. It's just couple more minutes, so I'll take care of everybody. No problem.
Right on, right on. All right, well, you know, the captain's kind of peculiar or particular about his meals, so
Okay. So you,
maybe
uh,
maybe not go too extravagant for them. For
okay.
me, he's a steak and potatoes kind of man.
Got it. Got it.
All
Okay,
of your prep is thrown out the
Okay.
window.
and I'm not saying you can't. We all wouldn't enjoy a different feast, but just know the captain is not a refined palate and enjoys routine.
I'm not something very special. It's just I just marinated some pork chop and then gonna use the old bread to do some breading and then just pan fry him later with the breading and that's it.
Yeah, so the captain's more of a steak and potato kind of man,
Okay, I'll cook a steak later. That's
and potato kind of man.
fine. I know. I know. There's enough buzz
Valen,
around.
I think what he's saying is make some steak and potatoes at least for the captain. Please.
I will make a tray for Captain. Don't worry about it.
All right, well, you're all right by me. I'll tell you what, this gonna be nice that I'm gonna spend less time in the kitchen because I'll tell you, it makes me hungry. Right around noon, I get real hungry, if you know what I mean. All right, brother. Let's go check out that engine room.
All right.
Um,
Steak and potatoes, Valen.
so he leads you down into this back chamber, and when you walk in, there's this giant pile of this multicolored rocks. They kind of glisten. All right. Well, so in order to, you're right about it. We can get up in the air, but we got to propel ourselves, and we got to use some fuel. This fuel here, it gets the job done. Highly combustible when set on fire. You can take that pickaxe right there and start smashing off some pieces. A spark or two won't do much damage, but you set it alight, this whole thing goes up. That's why we got to be real careful.
So it's using like we have to.
I'm sorry. You get confused. Maybe I'll talk a little bit slower. See that there shiny rock? That is the fuel. What we do is we make it smaller shiny rock, and then we take it over to these compartments here and light it in these machines here. Now, through magic, for your sake, not mine, because I feel like this is too much for you. Through the power of magic, it goes from rock to. Right? You following me?
Got it.
Right. And then is actually what pushes us through the air.
Got it.
All right. You sure you want to repeat back to me what I said? Because
No. I'll try to make sure we don't blow up.
who said anything about blowing up?
You said sparks, and you gotta be careful. Like 2 sentences ago.
Don't light it on fire, and
Which
we're
means-
good.
I just
Are you trying to blow us up?
no. I'll do what you said.
All right. Grab that pickaxe.
Okay.
I'll break it off some pieces.
Let's take out the pickaxe and start.
Can I get a strength check?
I mean, are we doing it high? Because I thought I was gonna go gentle. Just
That's, okay.
Chisel.
What the? Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Is that what you're doing?
I was gonna do it until he tells me to hit it harder. So like, he's already scared it to me twice, and I was gonna be very like, more like a archaeologist, like kind of thing, rather than like a ha 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 ha. Until he tells me to do otherwise.
Okay. No, go ahead and take the lead.
All right, so I'm just gonna kind of like, kind kind of like wedge something off, just kind of like gingerly, kind of. Small rock. Small rock. Is this what you want?
You know, we might have to find. I appreciate the help, but
Hold on, I got it. I can get.
well, no, we might have to find
No,
something a little bit more your speed.
Hold on. I got it. Just a little. Just
Hit it.
Hit
Hit it.
it.
You know.
All right. I'll hit it. I'll do it. All right, and we do a strength check now.
Yeah. Okay.
That was supposed to be a save. It doesn't change the roll, I don't think, but whatever. Oh yeah, it was the same either way. It's a +1.
All right, so you take a good whack at it and knock it a piece. All right. No, all right. I think you're gonna make it work. Now just do that like 100 or 200 more times, and I'll be right back. And then he goes and he plops down in a corner, and he pulls out this long pipe.
I thought you said no smoking in here.
Oh no, smoking for you.
No, you said don't light it.
I'm not gonna light it. I'm gonna light this. Go ahead. We need you to break that all down. Appreciate you, brother. All right, so you're gonna be busy for quite a while.
Hold on, I'm just gonna roll these, but you're gonna see them at disadvantage because it's good. It's on purpose. Not a natural 20 with the other one. No, it was on purpose. All right, go on.
Okay, so as you guys kind of like settle into your roles, you guys begin to kind of careen towards Phandalin. Now, away from the watery coastline, you guys are headed overland. Pull up a map real quick. We can kind of get a look at where. I don't even know where my map's at anymore. Waterdeep quickly like disappears behind you all. The opportunity to, I would say, to talk to people, and just like in general, conversation wise. Oh, I don't know what all this is, guys.
That was the point of error, the error margin of the direction of the Sky Castle.
Oh yeah.
When he was like, but we're going this way, but there's an error margin and it looks like this, and you're like,
Yeah, we were like, look, we knew we were going in a direction, so somewhere between here and here is where the Sky Castle was definitely going before we diverged. So as long as you send someone between any point of interest between here and here, we're probably gonna find all the point of interest, and we just are looking for someone that looks like a cultist. Cool. Just send back all the thing.
Over the course of the next couple days, you guys start sailing over forests and mountaintops. If there anything you guys want to be doing in particular on those couple of days?
I sent you what I wanted to do.
Do a sleight of hand.
I'm gonna use luck.
Okay. Yeah, you manage. Yeah.
What is
So-
it you're trying to do?
I'm stealing some boom rocks.
So during your chiseling and stuff, as us kind of like over the next couple of days, he gets gradually a little bit more comfortable around you, and sometimes gives you a hand, but mostly just gets high in the corner while you work. Now that he no longer has to make food for everybody, you manage to slip some chiseled off pieces of this peculiar rock into your pouch, onto your belongings.
And then what I would do is when we go back to the crew quarters or our quarters at night, I'll put it into the. It's not like I'm keeping it secret from everyone else. I'm just gonna be like, hey, we're just gonna store this inside the bag of holding, and we should be fine.
All right. How much do you want me to put into there?
Let's just say put like in like, I would say like 1 pound of this rock.
Cool. Does it have a name, or are we just gonna call it just?
I've been calling it Boom Boom Rock.
Yeah.
Okay.
And because
Boom Rock
the only person he's dealt with is Usk. Usk has picked up on this like Norman culture, and like he also is now calling it Boom Boom Rock.
Cool.
We'll find out what it is eventually, but like right now, all I know is we use it for engine fuel, and I'm not supposed to light it on fire. But it wasn't what my intended purpose of coming to the engine room is, but now I must have some. And if I'm doing the manual labor of taking it, then I'm going to take some and put it in the pocket. And I'm sure we'll find a use for it later.
All right. I just want to make sure that I have this right in my notes. The ship's name is Thom Petty, right?
Thom Petty.
That.
Yeah.
Thom. Thom.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make
Yes.
sure. Oh, God.
Yeah. That's his name. It hopes to never be free fall on.
Oh Lord.
All right. Anybody else have anything particular on these next 2 days that they want to be doing?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Over the next couple days, I just want to continue talking to Karina. Just in general, small talk, just trying to get the lay of the land. And also, I want to see. Part of the reason that I took the top deck is I just want to kind of keep an eye on the captain in general. Like, does he have a general pattern?
Do a perception check with advantage. As far as the captain.
Let me go again.
Okay. One. Wow, you have a -1.
Yeah.
One thing that you do notice is the
stats and some terrible stats.
the captain is like clockwork. A lot of times he's up at a time. He's in bed at a time. He stands at the wheel, getting like directional information from Arendor, and you also see at times Val talk with him when he hardly looks down at you and almost is always looking at the horizon, just staring off into the distance. Almost like a statue, he's holding this thing. When he barks orders, his crew immediately falls into place and gets going. There have been on one occasion where he called his entire crew in, and it seems like in his quarters may have had a meeting.
Okay.
When the meeting ended, the crew left, and you almost got the sense that they didn't quite want to like look at everybody in the eyes, but then immediately went straight back to work, grabbed their tasks, and went at it.
Okay.
And as far as you and Kierna, though, your two's relationship has kind of started to. She's very friendly with you now. You know, you work hard, and I appreciate that about you.
Thank you. I feel like at some point, when you come into a situation like this and you're asked to work, you have to prove yourself. And I intend to do that.
Right on. That's exactly how this needs to work. Maybe tonight at dinner you eat at the table with us. I would love to hear some of your adventures. And that evening you're invited to the cruise table.
Cool.
To sit with the first mate, the captain. The navigator sits at that table. As they kind of like, you guys break bread. The captain doesn't speak for most of it. He just still sits very rigid, cutting up his steak and potato. While you guys feast on any number
Rare. Medium rare, I may add.
as you guys
Medium rare Wagyu.
That's still dripping blood.
as you guys kind of like share tales. If there's any particular story, you can go ahead and share it now.
Yeah. Fine. I will tell them about the time that while transporting some goods across, I will not say where, but across a from one town to another, I ran into let's see, what's something fun? I ran into a traveling band of gypsies that ended up being shapeshifters, and how I got out of them from robbing me without actually having to kill anybody. There we go. Charisma.
And a charisma. Okay. No. As you tell the story, this is one of many shared between Arendor and Kieran and yourself. For the first time, you almost get the sense that the captain kind of like had a smirk across his bovine features.
Okay. Okay, I have a general question, just out of game, really quick. Did we ever say, it's just the captain? We do not know this guy's name, right?
You all have not asked yet, no.
Would
okay.
would I know after apparently, speaking to him on multiple occasions
Like,
between me
obviously-
and him and Arendor?
So far, you've only ever called him captain or heard him being called captain.
That's totally fine. Just making sure.
Is it so awkward at this point that all of us are just like don't know his name and we just keep referring to him by captain? That it's too awkward to actually say.
It might be at this point. It's
Okay, cool.
been almost 2 days.
That's definitely what I'm feeling right now, and I'm not bringing it up.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to like.
You actually guys might have been told the name.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if they told us.
Unless it was told to us, like when they were saying we have a ship of an airship, captain by da 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 da, and which I don't remember what it was.
Argo even didn't tell me the captain's name. He only told me the first mate's name.
Yeah, we only know. I only heard the first name, the first mate's name.
Okay, so at this point, you guys start as the sun rises on the third day. You guys start to descend in between a mountain range and a forest you're very familiar with. Um, down below in the deckings, as you guys start to descend, there's almost like a jovial sound coming through as they hear like maybe a little bit of singing coming from the engine room as Usk and his companion have become quite fond of each other through this times. And they sing a little sea shanty. Liam,
Wait, multiple?
Joe
I,
cashed in his points.
right, but I have no sea shanty prepared.
No, so you guys, so as the thing starts to descend, you guys start to getting closer to the ground, and you see, as you crest like the peaks of this thing, a very familiar town, but there's almost startling differences. Um, it has again expanded in size as you guys lower yourselves in this field next to a keep high on a mountaintop, now surrounded by like sprawling town. You guys recognize this as a former home of yours.
Look, it's Fandolin.
Yes, Fandolin. we are back to where we are started.
So game plan, guys. Are we spending like a day here? Or are we spending just a couple of hours to grab some stuff and head on? Because like I can only assume we're not trying to derail our current mission.
Do we have to get off the boat? I don't think we have to do anything here, right?
I mean, we're here to pick up our money that has been sent here.
Okay.
To refill our current party funds with. I don't have I have the number on hand, but
There's a fixed number of months, and then there'd be 1,300 gold per month for the first year that would be going to the party.
But how much of that already got added? Because I know we added some of it at one point.
Yeah, I think we got 2 months worth at one point. So I don't know how much longer it has been. So we only got it once at one stop off point when we were on the long road, and ever since then we haven't gotten it.
Okay, well, if we're gonna make a stop, I'm probably gonna go back to where we used to live and then do some research on my own for some things.
Well, Valen, remember we don't have a whole lot of time per se to, like, we're not spending like a week here. We're
Okay. Well, then let's just progress the story and then make a stop, and then we'll go to the town and see what happened.
Well, we're at
right?
this town, and
Okay.
so we can probably go to our keep. Check it. We haven't told. I mean, the thing is, we should really quickly, at the very least, check in with Shravanis and Red.
Yeah, no shit, assholes. They didn't even want to get off the ship. Sylvanas and Red have been here for.
Remember, I don't know these people.
Right.
Right.
I'm commenting on Valen specifically, who didn't want to get off the ship to speak to old friends.
Right. We should update them on what's happened, who's gone where, and because like last we left, Wurs was still in the group, right? So they don't even know that Wurs is left, and Darth is now taking up mostly a permanent residence in a hammer. But we still haven't seen him today, so we don't know if he's going to come out and say hello too. And then, so we should go see them, say hello, and then see if they're doing okay. Make sure Fandolin's in general doing okay. Tell them what the plan is. Probably direct them to send, like, have an open line of communication to someone in the in Asteroid. You might need to help us with this. We might need to have them open a line of communication with the Harpers in general, in particular someone in Waterdeep, I guess. Just so that, like, we have a line of communication back to our people. Does that make sense? So, like, one, if we need to get our money, or two, if we need to get, like, communication to Fandolin for any other information, if they have information for us. So those are kind of the things that I'm thinking about, particularly.
All right. Real quick, everyone, just an update on Fandolin money from my notes. Back when we met, Zaragos was the last time that we did anything with the Fandolin.
Okay.
So I have in here, when we met up with that, we said we should still have funds coming from Fandolin. This will be added to our party funds. And we added 7,800 gold at that point. And then we spent money and whatnot during the shopping right then. And at the end of that, from the Fandolin money, we still had 6,300 left over.
Yeah, but all the
from the Fandolin money.
was
and
that
then-
money that was actually.
That's money that we had on hand at that moment.
Hold on, but
I don't know how much.
is that theoretical money? Because that was money that we had theoretically, but we didn't lose. Because there was a time, because this might actually work out in our benefit. Because
It said it was. I said it says it was added to the party fund.
right, we were using it for our party fund in terms of, we didn't get it in time though. Remember, we were talking to Zaragos, and he said, "I know of the Wave Echo Cave. If you have ownership of it, I know your money's good for it." Viva,
That is, yes. No, I recall this. So some
we
of it
did-
was kind of bought on credit. Like,
right, so we bought it on credit, so that means the money that we didn't spend from the Wave Echo was still money that we had pending that wasn't quote unquote stolen. That's what I'm referring to.
Okay, I do not have that. So
because we bought it
I
on
can't-
credit. We never stayed long
I'm
enough
not-
to get it.
That's fine. I'm saying I don't have a way to equate how much is still there. Is what I'm saying.
That's fine. I'm just saying. Well, there was. So you're saying your grand total was 6,300?
So so what I have in here was we started with we ended it up with 6,300 from Wave Echo. What do I have in here from party funds? Yeah, and I don't have like how much was left from explicitly that. I just have how much gold we had. So yeah, it's like we had 6,300 from Fandolin at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that was stuff that was added to our total gold. So we got a small shipment of gold physically, and that's what we added to the funds.
Let's make it,
because I didn't add any
let's make this
theoretical.
really easy. Viva, how long has it been since we left Fandolin? You have the record.
yeah. So you guys are closing in on. All right, let's see. This has been.
Because
you
there's
guys
only so
left?
much money that we make that we would be keeping
1,
per month, like per
3.
month, because
You guys are almost at the end of your 4th month away from Fandolin.
so we don't have 6,300. I'm just gonna say that right now, because most of the money goes towards the rebuilding of the keep. Me and Viva have already talked about this, because the keep up there is like we're not building a new one, we're rebuilding one, so it's cheaper. So over the course of a year, we took our monthly Fandolin costs and the costs of servants, which, not to demoralize anybody, but that's what Sylvanas and Red.
Not
Or
servants.
order.
You guys can just say. You can
Oh,
just
sorry.
say.
Sorry. Help. You used the right term. I don't want to even say a term in a cafe.
I would just say. I would just say coworkers.
Coworkers. Yeah. Stay at home coworkers.
Anyways,
Yeah.
I don't think we need to argue about the money so much as
Thank
guys can
you.
just hop off. Like, I think we can square that away later.
Okay, that's
I think
totally
it's
fine.
16
I don't.
months.
That's why I was like, if we're going to stop in, and unless we have something like, if we're stopping in explicitly to like pick up money, I don't have
We
like,
need to
the
talk
numbers
to,
and everything,
We need to talk
and we
to our
shouldn't-
team.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
then take it away.
We should do this. We've already come this far. I don't understand what the point is. Like,
No,
we should-
so as you guys didn't disembark, Thom Petty, you guys find yourself on a grassy hill. I'm almost in like remembering the battle, the one of the last nights that you were here. This battle, this epic battle that took place here. This field that you had helped ushered so many civilians through to keep them safe inside the keep. And you guys approach the front door. The keep is in so much better shape than when you had left it. Even some of the damage of that battle is unnoticeable. There's almost like seems to be like intricate filigree around the door, this massive door that leads you inside. You guys approach it and with like with this giant knocker, you go to like bang the door, but it immediately opens. You're greeted by this just bright red figure, this glistening face with this smile that kind of lights up. You're all alive. Come on in. I've missed you all so much. Shyvanis greets you. She still has these enormous horns that kind of curl back. When she looks at you, she gives Valen a giant hug.
Aw,
Valen, I'm so glad to see you again.
likewise.
Daro
Thank you
King,
for holding down the fort for us.
of course, we continue to do good for Phandalin, and we've been so busy. But I hear you all have been busy as well. There's a moment of hesitation, and that smile that she had kind of just drops. The only people she recognizes is Daro King and Valen.
Hey, Shyvanis, this is my brother and Valen. Not Valen, sorry, Val. You guys both have a V name. Sorry, it's just out of game. And then our newest companion, Astrid. And if you see the hammer Valen's carrying, that's still Darth.
Darth is inside of it for.
Darfarius.
Don't even ask.
Darfarius. He's
Darfarius
still. Things got weird.
Yeah, I mean, as he always does, and it's a long
Just
story.
perplexed, she's like, "Of course."
I know.
Valen,
Of course.
give it a shake or whatever, and see if he wants to come out.
Shaking the hammer seems to do nothing at the moment. As this old man at the front door just starts like swinging this thing around.
Yeah, we didn't even get a strength check, nothing, dude.
Oh, and out from it pops.
Let's go.
Out from it pops Cyphersaurites for many of you.
He wanted those dreads.
This giant blue dragonborn shakes loose, standing there now with the hammer in his hand. He kind of like
Sorry.
as he hits the ground, the hammer is in his hand, and Valen is kind of like almost like hanging from it.
Where's
Shyvanis
It's
just
the thing that
is
says
over.
strength on the top left.
Shyvanis is kind of overcome with her glee to see her favorite dragonborn and wraps her arms around your neck, kind of like leaping into you.
Yeah.
There he is. I missed
Shyvanis.
you. I miss you the most.
You been keeping up the local watering hole? I need to hit it up.
Oh, they've missed you. The sleeping giant has never been the same since you left. But
I'm not sure if we have time for. Do we have time for?
We always got time.
Would we? Oh shoot.
well, how about I serve you drinks here? Come
that
on,
might be
side.
best. All right.
Do I notice Astrid freaking out as
Oh,
well?
Astrid's freaked the fuck out.
Astrid, this is our other companion, also in a hammer. It's also still weird.
Yeah, this is a.
He might have been useful when we were
hello.
doing that other thing, but he decided not to come out and play that day. So that happened.
We handled it.
Yeah.
What does she do?
Just this awkward silence as everybody realizes that there's been a dragonborn inside a hammer this whole time.
So inside, let's see what they fixed. That sounds like a great idea, right? This archway looks
About
nice.
this drink.
I've really gotten really good at looking at stones. Let me go look at what's over here. Just walk in
Yes.
awkwardly.
I'll usher inside. The circular staircase is still there, but it's like been rebuilt in a like a red wood. The windows all been replaced with kind of intricate stained glass, not colored stained glass, but just you see artwork inside of it. One such one is depicting an old man jumping out of a window.
I like this. I like the safety locks on it too. The child safety locks, that might be helpful for the future.
Well, we'll have to test
Who's
to see
having
if it's Valen proof.
Let's hope we don't have to.
But no, let's retire into the common room, and she leads you into the room in which you had once interrogated a head. But this time there's some sofas and stuff. She looks at Val. Curious, Darwa King had never mentioned having a brother, but it's so nice to meet you. Although he never mentioned much about his past, so I guess I should not be surprised.
Yeah,
Sneaky bastard.
it was a rough 200 something years. So I mean, I wouldn't stress it. It's fine.
So she starts pouring you some drinks and stuff, but she puts this large container in front of her favorite dragonborn, fills it to the brim with ale, and I'll make sure I have one coming right behind it. Now, you are new. I'm sorry I didn't catch your name. I may have overheard Astrid.
That's
Drake.
my name.
Sorry. It is Astrid.
It's okay.
Well,
Ferris has already started drinking and is responding.
I'm curious of your background. I imagine you have some sort of death wish hanging out with these, this ragtag bunch, but I imagine you'll keep them quite safe.
I'll try.
That's good to know. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to your new home, away from home, wherever you find out your traveling companion with them, then you're family to me.
That's very generous of you.
Of course. Please. How long will you guys be staying?
I don't even know what we're doing back over here. But I'm glad
I
we're
think
here.
with the mission on our hand, we unfortunately can't stay over too long. Maybe a couple hours, like a half a day and stuff. Unless the group has some necessity that needs to deal with at the town, because we're actually tracking a group of dangerous cultists that we're trying to resolve. We're trying to help the entire sword coast to deal with them. So that's our mission at the moment.
Again?
It's well, the cultists from every now and then try to poke their head back into Phandalin, and Red is doing a good job of mounting an army and being able to keep them at bay. But
Mm,
from everything I've heard, the cultists have been getting um, more and more aggressive. Phandalin, thankfully, is safe. I have heard quite a bit of your adventures, and I was approached by.
a lot of things happened along the way for the last couple months.
Well, you've certainly made impressions on people. We were approached by the Order of the Gauntlet some time ago. It seems that they were hedging their bets on you all to survive. Let me show you what they've been up to.
The Order of the Gauntlet?
Mm-hmm. And she leads you down. Before she leads you through the kitchen down into before you guys go down into the cellar, she hands Darfarius another giant mug of
Thank you
ale.
kindly.
She leads you downstairs into the cellar. You guys hadn't been down here but you remember this because you had once snuck into the keep through the cellar. When it was
This is where I
when it was
refill my
held by
growlers.
when it was held by the Red Brand.
The Red Brand, yeah. We came in
And
like a hole over there.
yeah, we've patched that up. The part where there was the initial water run that you guys snuck through, it's been stoned over. She assured you that the water still runs freely underneath it, but it's been stoned over. And as you guys enter that a much larger room, because it's not split into two anymore, it's now one. You see these figures dressed in these cloaks with their heads down in a circle, and they're chanting.
Oh, hell no.
No need to get your hackles up. This is something that's been in the work for some time. They're enchanting a teleportation circle. In the next coming months, it should be done. It seems as though the Order of the Gauntlet has sworn that you all, or us all, will be a vital part to their upcoming push against the cultists. And they approached us many months ago or at least a month ago, about making sure that we all have access to the Sword Coast. Like I said, you guys seem to have made quite the impression, because my understanding is this is an extremely costly avenue.
I mean, yeah, I really appreciate it. I had to use a few of these in the past. Do they all work for the Order, or are they freelancers? Did we check their credentials on the way in?
They've been honest and good working monks that have been here. They've been here for a long time, doing good work.
Good. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Like I said, they expect it to be done in maybe a month or so.
Okay. Insight check. I believe her with everything she said.
He just the Shyvanis has always been
Oh my God.
Shyvanis has always been like your guys' moral compass, and there's absolutely no reason why you would think anything otherwise. She's always proven herself to be wise, kind.
Any hire she makes, I
although-
believe in.
Although trusting, you don't think that she would. She's never been a fool, even with you all. The other things you recognize of this new cellar is that it's way less damp. It's much more well lit. It doesn't seem like a holdout for a bunch of criminals. It's comforting, and it seems like you guys can expand these rooms, even live down here as opposed to the rooms that you had been upstairs. She takes you back up through the rest of the keep. You find a room where some of the magic items had been stored, but this time they're a little bit more widely displayed. Less like just certainly not just like shoved in a corner in boxes. These are on display. You recognize maybe some of even the weapons that were used in the battle. They call it the Battle of Fenelon. The town still holds us in high regard for chasing out a blue dragon.
I'll take it for chasing out one. I don't really think we did much of that. I think he kind of walked away, but I will take it.
I remember that well as I jump out the window from the second floor.
Right. You saw that we paid tribute to that in the stained glass, right?
Yes, I did. Can't believe you guys actually did that.
Well, the town folks in red seem to have a decent sense of humor about it, and
I can see it now.
you know he's a father now of multiple children.
Red?
Oh yeah, he
Really?
settled. He lives across town in an apple orchard.
Multiple children. How long have we been gone for? You just said 4 months.
Yeah. his seed is powerful.
No, hey, maybe the childrens are from his wife. Right?
This is adopted children from some of
know.
the fatalities of that night.
So nice of Red.
Yeah, well, he met that special lady who owned the apple orchard. She speaks highly of you, Valen, still to this day.
As I remember.
Floosh. You haven't seen any.
As I remember mentally, I kind of just shy away.
So to be clear, none of the children were from the wife beforehand and happened to look like
Valen? No, I don't think they're Valens.
On that subject, you haven't seen any random dragonborn babies running around.
No, not in the last 4 months. But if I see any rambunctious dragonborn children,
we
will.
all know who they are, and like all of the sword codes.
If they're ugly, they're not mine.
Of course.
Wait, I thought it's the other way around.
Oh God.
So you plan to not stay here long?
We wish
Is there anything I could do for you? You stopped for a reason, and I'd be fooling myself if to think that you only stopped by to say hi.
Hey DM.
Uh-huh.
I have a potential request. Would it be possible to leave a memento of in this hall
A memento of what?
of Raynor in this hall?
You have his armor.
So, I'm pretty sure I
you
sold
could.
most of his armor, and I definitely sold the shield. Like I was like, oh,
no,
it'd be
you
perfect
didn't
to put
steal
the
it.
shield.
You did not sell his. You might have sold his shield. You did not sell his armor. We know for a
I
fact.
traded out his armor because I couldn't wear it. I was wearing it. I wore it out of the fight, and then I remember explicitly going and trading in for generic like leather armor.
Yes, you can.
Did
was
Rainer?
gonna say, like,
But
if I
you
can-
said Rainer wore a helmet, right?
Yeah, that's the thing is, like, I would say, can I like say like I have his helmet still, and I would leave it. I'm keeping the pin, like the Harper sigil I have to keep, but
The
like
stolen.
Who
plastic.
who would you like to discuss this with? Like, as okay,
Rainier
so
was my
asking
friend.
asking the DM is the wrong way to go about this. This is,
okay.
in your opinion, this is your brother Liam's home. This is Valen's home. This is Sylvanas' home. This is Darfarius' home, and they're offering it up to you guys as a home, which you're undoubtedly uncomfortable with. Like you and Ashton are kind of like, we're strangers in a house. But if you're planning on leaving something, the people to talk to would not be me. It would be any of those others.
Okay, then I might just keep this to myself. I don't know. I don't have a good place to like bring that up then in the middle of all of
Well,
this.
I mean, there's.
Or I guess I would just-
I'll segue you into it actually because I did have something to kind of go off of with that. So yeah, there's two things, or there's a few things we wanted to talk about. So before you're too concerned, we parted ways with Wurs, but Wurs is, to my knowledge, last we checked, he is still alive. He was heading off towards Waterdeep, but we haven't talked to him in some time now.
Oh no! So Worthington had stopped by, and unfortunately, he cleared out his possessions.
Okay.
Whatever he had here, was accompanied by the cutest squirrel, but he seems to have said that his journey was elsewhere and left with a lot of pleasantries. We wished each other well, and that was the last I saw. But yes, I'm aware that Worthington is no longer traveling with you all.
I didn't know if we wanted to leave some of. I don't really have much of Wurs' stuff with me, but I in the place where we have all the
Mementos?
I wanted to maybe like have something for Wurs because he was part of the
It would be
group that founded this and everything. So
it would be an honor. As you see, I've continued to place things in there that remind us of our time together and the journey that we're all currently on.
okay.
Although you might have not have heard from me or seen me in a while, I've certainly been keeping track of you all.
Did he leave anything of his here that we could use as that memento, or do we see what we have?
I did find. Nope, I'm gonna do.
I gotta go look through the bag of holding real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, sorry.
Excuse me. Sorry.
No, he didn't leave anything.
Yeah, because he had all of his magic items on him. I just don't know what. I think like all these things would have been. Because I think he still has glass staff. He has the ring of protection. You know what? We'll find something and put it there. But for right now, just take take his like old bed and put it there, because during that great fight he really didn't leave the bed. So it kind of works. It'll be a placeholder, but
Yes.
we want to get something that doesn't feel. We want something to remember him by, but right now, we don't have anything of his on hand.
It is interesting you brought up the bed. I did have to burn it.
You know what? I could see that being a problem.
Anyways, is there anything else? Again, we can provide.
We have, so we're going to be moving a lot. you're already engaged with the Order of the Gauntlet. Astrid and Val here, they're actually a part of the Harpers, so sort of like awkward cousins to the Order of the Gauntlet. We're all working. We're all working
come across
together.
them.
Yeah. So right
Mhm.
now we're all an allied together in an alliance, and we just recently left Waterdeep to do and like meeting with the king. Like it was a whole bunch of really important people. You wouldn't believe it, but not sure. We want you guys to be both in the loop and stuff going forward. And if we need you guys to be both for engaging where we are, or making sure you guys are safe, or you need to get us information, or for us to make sure we're okay to get funds or whatever, I want to make sure we have an open line of communication between you and the Harpers. Astrid, what would be the best way for us to do that? Do you know?
I mean,
Do you have a contact, an email address? Like what should we, a Twitter handle?
I mean, I would know that like there are definitely Harpers wandering around. Like the network is pretty far reaching. Sorry, this is an outside question of me knowing little about anything.
This is a question I was not prepared to answer.
Fair enough.
There are.
I was trying to get like a network contact. I'm gonna give a second answer. Or give a second option.
There are some magic options that I don't know you guys have been presented with at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You guys may need to do some searching outside of what's happening now to find a way to communicate, maybe vocally or whatever, or projection wise, that the Order of the Gauntlet certainly has something provided, and I don't think anybody here in the group has the opportunity to do yet.
Not yet.
Nobody has message, right?
We have message. It's sending.
Message is like 120 feet back and forth.
Got it.
Sending is the one that you can do. But so with that, and I'm going to just go back into game. Since the Wave Echo Cave has been opened, Phandalion's been doing a little bit better. Has the local shops gotten any more magic items? Particularly what I'm looking for is we have sending stones. We found them to be useful for between party communications in certain situations. They've actually saved Valen's I think it saved Valen in one situation.
I remember I was left alone all by myself.
It could have been worse, but we really should never split the party. Is the moral of the story. But the other part of it is, if we can buy another set of the sending stones or a sending stone pair, we could leave you one and then have one with us. So you can either send a communication to us, or we can send a communication to you.
So sending stones work for those distances?
So sending stones are magically enchanted walkie-talkies, essentially.
Right.
When you use it, the communication can only go to the other.
Right.
stone
Okay.
of the
So then,
pair,
yeah, 100%.
But it works across
right.
any distance or any dimension.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's any dimension.
So Stephanus
You
responds,
have them in your inventory if you want to look, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sending is the key.
Stephanus, no,
Well, depending,
there's the shops have increasingly their supplies. I could send somebody to grab what you're thinking of now, and we can have them here shortly if they're in town.
Yeah.
So, and then she kind of leaves the room, where you assume that she sent somebody out to go look for him.
I have a question, Viva or DM.
Hmm.
I guess it's a meta question about the characters, and is that allowed?
I don't know. I'll tell you if I can't answer it.
Okay. What class is Shyvanis and what class is Red, and do either of them
Oh.
have access to sending eventually in their skill tree?
Red is a cleric. Shyvanis is a paladin.
Wouldn't the cleric be able to learn it?
Yes.
And are they
But
theoretically
But that
leveling
doesn't
up?
that doesn't help
But-
us talk to them. That helps them talk to us.
Yeah,
Sure.
he can send.
Alright.
So he can send a message to you. But yes, and I think the last time we looked into it, we would have. Red had not been able to level up enough to do it.
Okay.
So
I just
we're kind of
didn't know.
Nope. Good question.
Because it's a third
Shyvanis,
level
as she-
spell, and he has to be able to... Last we leveled them were like the level 3 or whatever. But
Right.
because of the level they are.
Shyvanis comes back in from having ordered somebody to go, and she tells you that I do have this, and she hands Valen a very small pouch,
Oh,
very small pouch.
I bet it's a joke in that statement.
We were told by the order that this pouch is a bit of a two-way door. That with a limited ability of what it can be placed inside. But the most important thing that can be placed inside is gold. Seems as though magic elements, when placed inside, seem to be destroyed. But if I were to put in gold into my pouch, and she kind of draws your attention to one that she has on her hip, and she puts in like 5 pieces of gold. Reach into your pouch.
okay.
You reach into your pouch,
Whoa.
you find 5 pieces of gold.
Magic pockets.
Okay.
It's like online banking.
I know, right? This would definitely come in handy for us on the journey.
I had hoped it would be more handy in which, you know, I could do all sort of helpings on your adventures, like, but they assured me I can't put in magic potions or I can't put in weapons, or seems just to work best with coin.
And it's very unassuming, right?
Very unassuming. Empty to the most part.
And I'm the owner of this pouch.
She handed it to you.
Okay.
My hands are not touching it. Outside of game, I am not touching that. That is on you there, bud.
Inside a game.
Okay. I'm gonna add in my inventory.
Quick questions, Shyvanis. This shares some similarities, but not 100%. So I just want to see. We've had one run-in with this, a bag of holding gone awry. If you have a bag of holding and you flip it inside out, all the contents of it spill out on the ground. And then subsequently, if you rip a bag of holding, all the contents spill out. One destroys it, one doesn't. Do either of those happen in this situation? Or does it destroy...
Sorry, Sonic. Go ahead.
Sorry. If you destroy it, does it just... Nothing... Like, the gold inside remains secured? Like, that's what I'm curious about.
There will not be anything in it unless I place something in it. It mostly remains empty all the time.
So we shouldn't use... So you wouldn't use this for gold storage. You would use this for gold transfer.
It's an open window, is what I was told. I can hand you something through an open
We
window.
can actually do something with a coin, and then she will get it.
I can hand you something out the window, but I wouldn't recommend me standing there holding it forever.
Mhm.
Gotcha. So, all right. So we don't use it transiently, like or permanently. Okay, I got it. Cool. Got it. Cool.
We get it. It's cool.
Cool.
All right, so she offers to make everybody lunch as the day progresses. She's waiting to hear back. Should we invite the crew?
Yeah.
I think that would be a good idea. I mean, it's very rare that we're able to all hang together. So
If you want to make the food, I'll run into town and see if I can go pick up one of those. See if I can find a sending stone.
She already said somebody to find the sending stone.
Sorry. Okay, I missed that part.
So the crew, everybody from the crew enters the keep, except for the captain, who stays aboard the ship.
I would like to make a point to keep
Sonic is
my
blowing up
eye.
the switch.
I would like to make a point to keep my eye on Laszlo while he's in the keep.
Can I get a perception check with advantage?
Do I need advantage for?
Oh no, let's just say that. Okay, so yes, you become at one point you get a little uncomfortable when you see Laszlo kind of like positioning himself. You notice that he likes to keep his back to walls. He always likes to keep people in front of him,
Which is
and
understandable.
you get a little uncomfortable with him when you see him kind of like brush himself up against a table, and it's just like a skinny table up against a wall that held some items on it. There's something about his positioning and the way he maneuvered to that position that makes you a little bit uncomfortable.
Okay. Do I have to roll again, or do I notice anything?
I would say you don't have to roll again, but you can choose an action.
I mean, for now, I'll just keep watch. Like, I'll take note of what's there, what's not, like what's there and what's not, and
Okay.
just keep an eye on
Are you
him.
gonna let the rest of us know, or are you gonna just do it on your own?
When he walks away, you're
I mean,
noticing
we're
that
currently just
they're
eating.
yeah. But you do perceive when he walks away, there's one less thing on that table.
Do I know what it was?
There used to be like this. It's like a miniature grandfather clock that was been crafted out of metals, some silvers and golds. You see all the inner workings of this clock, and then it has this glass case over it. Not like a case, like a tube. It's like inside of a glass tube. Rounded at the top. Very small, but it seems to have disappeared when he walked away.
I will cast message to Liam and inform him of this.
Well, so I guess I will basically start turning to the kitchen and then get ready for the banquet for
Do you want? Okay.
Banquet. So
It's a lunch.
It's a
it's a lunch. It's a lunch.
we have a miniature grandfather clock, but we have just basic lunches. We're not that rich.
Okay.
Someone walks up to you, says, "Hey there, Valen. You know, you kind of told me that you were gonna be handling lunches, so just want you to know there's a expectation of steak and potato back on there.
I will do my best to.
I mean, I can do it, but
It's fine.
No insult to injury, but he seems to like the way you butter that steak. It's all right, man.
It's okay. We have rotisserie. I'll whip something out for this for the beef, and then I'll make sure there's enough to feed everybody.
No, not even everybody. Just make sure Captain back on the ship gets what he's expecting lunch. Is all I'm gonna say. Got you, brother. Got you. All right, and then he kind of just real smoothly just slinks back into the kitchen.
There's actually somewhere that a Minotaur actually loves steak and potato.
It's worth getting to the bottom too of, I guess. All right. So at the end of this meal, this individual comes back up into the house, just kind of panting. You get the sense that they ran all the way up, kind of like a young lad, and approaches Shyvanis and whispers into her ear. You notice that he's hands or something. Shyvanis, you see that delightful grin again. She sits on top of the table at the head of this long table, now surrounded by M&A and the crew. She sets down 2 stones. Darwa King, I will hand you this one, and she slides it across you, and I will keep this one here with me. Please use it often. Although I am aware that we're an emergency resource to you. I do sleep better at night knowing that you all are safe.
You're not an emergency resource to us. Please know that, Phandalin is why we do what we are doing. And when we are done, we will return.
It's great to know.
And
Phandalin is.
Yeah. It's nice to have, the benefits that we got from, doing the Wave Echo job. And obviously we're going to use them. But at the end of the day, there was a blue dragon here. And we're just going to make sure that doesn't happen again. So hopefully in the future when we return, and it's hopefully if time in the future when we return, then we don't have to keep going off. We know that Phandalin will be safe at that point.
Lunch starts to kind of wind down, and the crew, very hurriedly, bustles back to the ship.
On their way out, I'd like to stop Laszlo.
Oh, before he does that, I'm going to excuse myself from the table and go see my old room and then turn invisible.
Yeah. Is there something?
Laszlo, I know we are new acquaintances, and that you may not know us very well, and we may not know you very well, and I hope to change that over the course of our journey together, because we will be relying on you and your skills to get us to where we need to go safely, and in turn, you will be relying on us to help keep everyone on the ship safe, and theoretically, everyone in the continent safe from this threat. I would advise that you should not steal from us, and that you should return what was taken, and no harm, no foul. Just know that.
I'm so sorry. And he continues to not be able to look you in the eyes. It's a bad habit. It's a bad habit, and I
It's
try to
one that
break it.
It's one that more than a few of us have had in the past. You are not the only one. And I'm telling you as someone from somewhat experience that pick your
Uh,
battles. This
he
is not one of them. We will be better allies than enemies.
he reluctantly turns to Shyvanis and I'm sorry, miss. I found this in my bag, and I wanted you to have this back. And
Can
as he hands it over, he just kind of like scurries off.
I'll let him go through it. DM, did he say I found this in my bag? Like he didn't realize he had it?
No, he's being polite without admitting that he stole it. He's just saying I found it.
Okay.
Fucking
Um,
And
then
not
can
that I'm
I
speaking
take
from experience.
then can I take this quick moment? So I'm assuming it's just me and Siobhan. Since he ran off, it'd pretty much just be me and Siobhanis there.
Right.
I'd like to pull out. I'd go into. I'd talk to her briefly and introduce myself as Siobhanis. I'm Valimar. I'm Dara King's younger brother. I know he probably doesn't talk about me much, but we have a relatively long history.
I remember the first time I met you. You're wearing much more armor then. No, I've been filled in your adventures, and
well, that makes this a little bit easier.
Right.
Then two things. First, I would like to try and make amends for some of the things that I've been done in my past. And I'll pull out the helmet of Raynor and hand it to her, and I say, I'd like to pay tribute to the man who once wore this, and pay tribute to his memory, so that I might hopefully one day. Brockle can eat shit. Also, Brockle's mace is hanging up in one of the things. I think.
Brockle's mace is there. She embraces you before you can finish. Says, "Your family. We all have a past that's clouded in these instances of darkness, but you're here now and you're doing the good work. We forgive." Kisses you on the cheek. I'll put this in a place of honor.
Thank you. And if it's not too much, I have one more request, and then I'll reach into the bag of holding and I'll pull out one of the dragon femurs. Could you take this to the artisan who crafted my bow, and I'll show her my bow, and ask them to make a sibling for it. And if we could, I know of some of the properties of Wave Echo. Would you be able to do get some of our enchanters to take a look at this and give it a little bit of extra flair?
Oh,
I'd like to make this a gift for my brother. Alex, you're not allowed to know about this shit. Shut up.
Yes, of course.
That wasn't the plan.
This would be their honor. I can assure you.
Fuck, I have to one up him. We need to kill another dragon stat. I need to find something and kill it.
I have
and
so many dragon parts. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. So
I thought we sold most of the dragon parts.
We sold all of the things that will spoil. I have all of the goddamn bones.
You guys, after that exchange,
I'm gonna have an exchange right afterwards, but I'm still invisible awkwardly. I'll be like, I have some bones for a dragon. Can we send them to our enchanters and make 2 short swords. They're for my brother.
No, don't, no, no, don't that one. Cough. It might be changing. Cough.
Shavana
Hold
just
on,
kind of
cough.
looks in this direction that she heard your voice, and she's like, "Oh, Jesus, are we still working on communication skills, people?"
What communication
All right.
skills?
The fact that you had to be invisible, overheard your brother's conversation.
I wasn't invisible.
Didn't
I didn't
step
hear
in.
his conversation. I just forgot
Oh,
that
you
I was
didn't?
No. I
Okay.
wasn't. Yeah. I'm.
Well, so anyway, Shavana's like,
No,
you approached
no.
her invisible, did this
Don't do
thing.
it.
No, I'm not gonna.
And-
do it.
and
I'm
so-
just kidding. I was just doing it for the joke.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. It was just funnier.
It was.
It was.
The-
He's just like
and the
standing there
fact that-
invisible again.
Yeah, the fact that
There's just some bones walking up in the air. Can you enchant these?
hi, Darwa King, or should I say Liam?
She doesn't know my name.
Yes. Again, she's been keeping close tabs on you
No
all.
one. So again, but she might have it closed tabs, but like no one should know my real name outside of this group.
Are you still introducing yourself as Darwa King?
Yes, she was never.
Okay.
My real name was never informed to
Okay,
her.
then yes.
And then
Because we're making up a situation, she never said it to you.
Okay, I'm just saying.
So you were invisible. What are you doing?
Right.
You went up to your room, turned invisible.
Yeah.
Stand by
Oh
the door and
no.
just
So that
watch.
was yeah. So I was just I'll go back to my room and then get rid of. I'll drop invisibility. I was doing that in case he like decided to like pretend he didn't do it, and then I was going to like steal it back.
Oh,
We had like a side conversation that was like our messaging back and forth, and
Okay.
So the plan was we could ask him nicely to return it.
so anyways, you're
or I
in
would
your room
get
now.
back at it.
You just walked into your room. You drop your invisibility. Now you're
Correct.
just standing in your bedroom, while the rest of M&A and the crew has gone back to the thing.
Is there no one? There's no one in the bedroom, right?
It's your bedroom.
I'll get.
At this point, it's just like awkwardly standing silently
Right, I
in your
understand,
in your
but
room.
it's kind of nice to just be alone for a minute.
Makes great.
I am still going by DW. I'm gonna do something weird. I'm going to slide the bed out, and on the back of the headboard, I'm going to like etch in Liam was here, and then push it back.
Okay.
And then
Uh,
just sort of like a taking back a little bit of things, and then I'll go back downstairs.
Darfarius, is there anything you want to do before you leave the keep?
Refill my growlers from
Uh-huh.
the ale.
As you went to refill your growler, you see like this little like beaked creature behind you, black beaked creature behind you, kind of like making this little chitter sound.
I kick it.
Dear God.
I just hear
Jeez.
I hear Emily in the other room just go, "What?"
You have neither Emily nor Astrid has ever worked with Darfarius, and this is totally Darfarius
Oh my
fucking
God, that's
move.
It's not tiny. Okay, so I'm sorry. So you
It
see
sounded tiny.
you see the beaks like hovering around like the door frame, and you see its eyes, and it's about 5'8". 5'8".
It's peeking out of the door, you said?
Yeah, do a perception check.
Cool, cool.
I'm gonna give you more to work off of. Oh, you can't do a perception check. You're
Right.
not in the game. I'm gonna.
Oh, do you want me to do it?
Yeah.
All right, give me a sec. I'll be right there. Click there, and perception.
It's not little.
as you look back to this little skittering beak, you sat across from him at the luncheon. You recognize him to be Arendor, one of the crewmates on the ship. But your eyes quickly drawn to the mug that he has in his hand.
Oh, what you drinking there?
Hoping whatever you're drinking.
Oh, his is empty.
Yeah.
Here you go.
So you pour him a drink, and he just you just see his beaky grin. Hang out more with us. I like you, and he cheers you.
Cheers.
The two of you kind of walk back towards the airship with your giant mugs in hand. Every once in a while, like his little crow feet kind of just like picks up, slumps over.
Was he introduced to Darth Various, or is he just a random Dragonborn that's now joining us?
He's
at
my
this
pet.
point, you guys have all sat at the table together.
Okay, makes
for
sense.
all they know, we could have picked up a passenger in Phandalin. It really doesn't. We don't have to explain to him he was in a hammer.
Cool.
And we're also on a flying skyship, so who fucking cares about it's magic?
Yeah, I adopted him as my pet now.
He's a human being. He's a living creature who's a giant crow. He's not.
He's a functional.
Sounds like a
person
pet.
in
He's not a
society.
pet. It's sentient. He's a
Sounds
sentient
like a
crow.
You can't
I would
adopt a
pet.
person like that. He's over.
Yes,
18.
you can.
He's over 18.
He
He
wants.
might
to
be older
my
than
pet.
you. He doesn't. He
Persuasion
really
roll.
doesn't. All right.
David, he called it. You have to roll for Darth Various' stupid stuff.
It hits?
In their drunk
hits.
stupor, they have to write up adoption papers.
Persuasion.
That
It does not hit.
does
So
not.
as you guys walk down the hill together, you keep mentioning like how fun it would be if maybe
You
he
adopted
hung
him.
around you and like maybe did
Like a
things for
protege?
you, and he's just like, "Are you going on the ship with us?"
Hell yeah.
Well, maybe you work best down below. Or rocks to
worry.
break.
I'm gonna
Anyways, thanks for the
find where
beer.
the keg is on the ship.
Yes,
and-
bring a keg. And then he just kind of like speeds up and walks, like hurries himself to the thing. As you guys start to board,
I don't think Darth's ever been dumped in game before.
as you guys start to board the airship, you hear this giant. You look at the where the wheel is. This huge figure again above you. How did I show this picture last time?
Don't know. It worked great though. Didn't you just load it in as a map?
I don't know what I did.
Oh, he's dead.
You see this figure again at the helm of the wheel. His eyes now like directly at this new dragonborn that's walking up. And then he moves his head towards Kierna. And he just gives this little you see this kind of like steam come out of his nose. Kierna approaches M&A. Are we expecting a new crew member? Listen here. The captain's curious about our new crew member.
This
I'm
is
going to his
our
corridors. To the captain's quarters.
I'll quickly step on Darth's tail and be like, before he runs off, this is Darfarius, our Dragonborn
Party member.
party member. He is strong of will and body and
Low of alcohol
young at
tolerance.
heart.
Well,
And
listen
good in a
here.
fight.
If we're taking on new crew, you make sure they work.
Or if you hear that, you got to work.
I fight for the alpha position.
You're not gonna win this, Darth. Please don't do this.
Please don't do this.
He's a giant fucking minotaur.
You said he was a
Or-
centaur. They're a little bit smaller.
Nope, he was a minotaur, and we have no qualms with them. They're 100%. We're working with them. Mhm.
What are we doing with them?
They're
flying
helping you
it-
get.
Yeah,
They're helping us to get to our destination.
So we're going to go fight the cultists.
Are they the ones
because
that
there's
that contracted us, or no?
Yes,
technically we
They're-
contracted them.
kind of.
So they work for us.
Sort of, but when you're on
We
the
work
ship-
for one of the people that contracted them. So we're both
Yes.
technically contracted by the same group.
Yes.
Yeah, but when
So
you're on
they're
their,
like
when
the
you're on their
council
ship,
of-
it's their
or the
rules.
alliance.
So they're co-workers.
We're passengers on their ship.
Right.
Are
For
they just
free.
happen to be going to the same place?
They're
Not for
taking us
free
to
because
where
we gotta work.
It's a lot
we
cheaper
aren't
than
paying for it.
How long we gotta do this for?
Less than a week, and then we go fight stuff.
All right,
But not them.
I'm going back in the hammer.
And like that, and like that.
Hold on.
Nope, he gave up. He gave up his surprise and everything. He's just the hammer that he had been carrying just falls to the ground.
And Valen actually stared down the hammer with a very displeased look, and then just kind of kick it on the ground a little bit, and then pick it up.
Darth, I want
Okay.
you to know I love you so much, and your character brings me so much joy.
Also, Balin, you can talk to your hammer at any time. The rest of the crew just kind of stands there like dumbstruck, like,
He pulled this fuck this shit I'm out routine.
was he in that hammer the whole time?
Would you believe he's cursed?
It's complicated.
I would believe he's cursed.
Then would you take pity on him if he's cursed?
No, but if he stays in that hammer, I guarantee this flight's gonna go much more pleasantly.
He'll stay in the hammer.
Better. And then she kind of looks back at the captain and gives him this nod. And you guys, can I get a perception check from whoever wants to do a perception check? Not named Darth.
Jesus.
Damn.
And then
We were all dumbfounded. by-
I was gonna say Ashton, if you want to do it.
The Astro with the -1 carrying us on this.
You know.
Yeah. So, Astrid, I was gonna say you could even do this with advantage, but 16 is
I
gonna
mean-
be enough. Like
okay.
you get the death stare from. He is staring at you all, the hammer and the crew now, with just like you almost see flames in his eyes.
Oh shit. Okay.
And again, he gives the order. Get to your positions. And his crew immediately just starts to pull up ropes, starts to move as you guys take flight.
I will do the same while also swiftly bumping everyone in their ass to get to where they need to go. Understanding what the heck just happened.
Well, I'll take the note and go do my job.
I mean, I was already, we're heading to, where I need to go. All right.
Over about the next week, you guys are gonna start making this journey up north.
Mhm.
Over the next couple days, you guys do your best to try to get back on task, proving yourself to be. Well, I mean, it's up to you guys. How if you're going to prove yourself to be the crew that the captain expects, or not. But I'm going to give you guys about 3 days worth of stuff if you want to do a thing.
I'll say, and we don't have to go into greater detail on it, but I'll say that like in my off time, I'll be reading the book that I got
Gotcha. Okay, this is the book that you
in
got
Waterdeep from
in Waterdeep.
from Warwick.
And a lot of what you're getting from the book that you got from Warwick and Waterdeep, it is talking about. You find it interesting because it's talking about your the home of your lineage, a place that you've not been to in like at least 100 years.
Something like that, yeah.
Um, it's interesting because you're kind of like torn between what you're reading as a history book and what you remember being these like children's tales, these things that like you had heard as a child to that you assumed had told you like try to scare you into doing the right thing. You had heard uh of these high elves that like practiced um necromancy. You had heard of these shadow blades and these mystical weapons that they would yield, and you begin to kind of wonder if they were folklore or reality. The way they're presented in this book certainly seems as though it was actual history.
So there were like some elite elves that you know from back home that did do these stuff. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Does it go into in my course of the week that we're going up in the book? Do I learn? And I'm not gonna say I've completed the book in a week because trust me, I'm not that fast for reading in real life. Um, but does it say that there's are there because like I know this is an older book, obviously. Um, does it say like where one would learn to become one? Does it say where what the process is to like? Does it have any breadcrumbs of that kind of nature? Like who do I look
there
for to find that kind of stuff? Is what I'm.
there
Any of that
are
stuff?
no breadcrumbs that lead you from what happened in the past to where it is now in the future. What's occurring, and this is very vague to everybody else that's listening right now. What's
I'm not
occurring
paying
is that your suspected past, like
Mhm.
these things
Mhm.
that you kind of like imagine as a young
Mhm.
half elf,
Mhm. I'm an
half
elf.
elf,
I'm a full elf.
elf, yeah, elf,
Terry's
as a
half
young
elf.
elf, like
Bailey.
yeah, no, what you like it is cementing the fact that this is a reality. So maybe these places are concrete. Maybe your answers lie elsewhere. Um, but you're going to continue to read through this book.
Okay. And
There's
so
certainly like
based
you get
on
the sense that there's certainly a cutoff point to when this thing is going to be helpful.
gotcha. So based on your last sentence, my answers aren't exclusively back home. Not to say that they might not be there, but just saying like they're not exclusively back home.
I can't answer that.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anybody else?
I would like to just spend a little bit of time taking some of the dragon's teeth that we have and crafting some +1 arrows from them.
Okay.
Um,
Let's do performance checks.
Okay.
Valen?
Guidance.
I'm gonna spend time talking with the staffs, with the passengers and the crew, and ask them around if for their journeys across the Sword Coast, have anybody ever heard people, specifically elves or half elves, mentioning anything related to Spider Queen, the old god of the land and stuff?
Yeah, man. I heard of the Spider Queen. That's a dangerous tale that we hear around the campfires and such. But what you want to know?
Have anybody ever have the crew ever gave passage to any elves or half elves that ever mentioned such old god?
No, man. So we mostly stay around the Sword Coast, just kind of like doing trade routes and stuff. But in my past, I ain't afraid to say that I've dealt with pirates. We tend to share stories, but the Spider Queen, ah, there's some mention at times. I mean, it's. Do you think it's a reality?
To be, it's a legend that my family, well, especially my parents they were kind of scholars, I would say, amateur scholars for
Right. They like reading. I get you.
gods. Yeah, and then
Mm-hmm.
when I was growing up, I've been told legends about Spider Queen and things, and I've always wondered. And throughout my journeys across the land, I've heard some tales and information and pieces of the stories. And so and I've never met your crews and the people around here. So that's why, if anything, it's just out of curiosity.
Oh well, the Spider Queen. She ruled over some territory for a time and grew herself a legend, as far as I understand. And they say she's still alive today, which is wild to think about because talk about hundreds of years, hundreds and hundreds of years. It was mentioned that in this upcoming battle between the gods and the those of us that walk on the land, that the Spider Queen will play her role, but that's why I like to stay up here above the clouds.
I
Let them,
understand.
right, brother.
Yep. From what I've heard, the power of Spider Queen could. I mean, she's one of she's being said she's one of the eldest old god, eldest of all the old gods. So, that's the legend. But thank
Do you
I really appreciate.
do you partake, brother?
I mean, I've.
And then he kind of hands you a pipe.
I guess I'll take a little bit.
All right. Well,
Some
it sounds like you got a story to tell, and if you don't mind, I'd like to listen. What about the Spider Queen?
Are any of us around when he's doing this? Terry.
I don't know. I mean, it's up to DM, I guess. I mean, I'm talking to the crew. I'm talking to one of the crew in open space. So there's.
At the time, this was like kind of a late night conversation happening in the kitchen. Since that's where you seem to work, there are open tables.
Can I say I was reading my book there?
Valen, do you want people there?
I wouldn't mind.
Okay.
I wouldn't
So it seems like what's happening is this is an occasion in which You guys are just sailing on like kind of steady air, right?
Mhm.
You guys are just headed on your path, and you're kind of all gathered around a handful of you. You guys can let me know who wants to be there, but a handful of you are kind of gathered around those tables, and you guys are like partaking in ales, and you guys are maybe even getting into like some of the fruits. Just like a real nice moment of downtime, and you guys are listening to this.
Last time I'll just speak up really quickly. The last time he partaked in anything, he got into a very singy mood, and then I'll just go back down. Just give us one of those she shanties, Valen, that I heard so much about.
Yeah, man. Down for a sea shanty.
Okay. Then, after taking a breather from the pipe, and then I kind of just stare onto the ceiling of the deck, and then wonder what I can come up with. Nice weed, by the way. I mean, it's actually I across the lands. I've smoked several times, and this is one of the finest. Whoever you got the stash from,
You don't
Yeah,
have
man.
to sell it.
I mean,
I got contact high
I'll
from
show
being in
you.
a hammer.
I'll show you. I'll teach you my secret a little bit later. But yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead and lead this.
All right. So since we're on the airship, and then we're almost there with our destination, I'll offer a song or two to get everybody just kind of relax and hopefully and enjoying the night. I mean, tonight has been a very beautiful and uneventful, calm night among the clouds. So, all right. Oh, we'd be alright if the wings are in our sails. We'd be alright. With the winds are in our sails, we'd be alright. With the winds are in our sails, all hang on behind. And rodeo, chariot alone, and we're rodeo. Chariot alone, we're rodeo. Chariot alone, and we're all hang on behind. Oh, be alright if we make it through the clouds. We'll be alright if
If we make it through the clouds.
we'll be alright if we make it through the clouds, and we're all hang on behind. And we'll rodeo, chariot along, we'll rodeo, chariot along, we'll rodeo. Chariot along, and we're all hang on behind.
Terry, can you post the lyrics in the chat?
I will.
All right, we're gonna do it.
Okay.
We're gonna do it for Joe. We're gonna do it for Joe.
Joe.
Holy crap.
All right, we're gonna do it for Joe.
So the audio is gonna be off. I'm gonna be off
It is.
from everyone else.
Just mute everybody else and sing it.
Well, it doesn't do anything.
All right, Em, you get ready?
I have not had enough wine for this. Holy crap.
Emily, I'm completely sober.
Hold on. Be right there. Give me 2 minutes.
Your brother's had like 4 squirts, so he's ready.
It's been one.
It's warm too. He refuses to put them in the fridge.
Hey, squirt doesn't need to be refrigerated.
Thank you.
All soda needs to be refrigerated.
What is it?
It's basically Sprite.
It's
Squirt
like
is
the
not
great.
basically Sprite.
No. It is.
It's the closest thing
like-
he will understand, though. He doesn't drink soda.
It's closer to Fresca.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
definitely closer to Fresca than Sprite. I'll take
Yeah.
that. Sorry.
Nice. Nailed it.
Hey, squirt needs to be blended though. You need to blend that shit.
No, it's squirt with some fruit juice and some Malibu.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Ooh, dude, look at it.
Blended.
I'm just out of my shit, so I don't have anything. Hey, DM, how many arrows did I make with my performance check?
You because your performance check was 17, so you made 5.
5. Got it.
All right.
Uh,
This is the song you sang? Oh fuck.
You did this.
I buy the old shanties.
All right, start leading it into us, and then we'll all catch up.
Okay. We'd be alright with the winter in ourselves.
We'd
We be alright with the wind in ourselves. We be alright with the wind in ourselves. We'll all hang on tight. We will roll the chariot along. We will roll the chariot along. We will roll the chariot along, and we all hang on behind.
Low.
So much higher.
Oh, we be alright if we make it to the clouds. We be alright if we make it to the clouds. We be alright if we make it to the clouds, and we'll all hang on
behind.
and we'll roll the old chariot along, and we'll roll the chariot along, and we'll roll the old chariot along, and we'll all hang on behind.
Yay!
Yay!
Fucking nailed it.
We even got
Nailed it.
T-Pain to sing for part of it.
Nailed it.
Bravo.
The you guys are almost overtaken by as the song kind of like pours over you guys and you guys all like sharing this moment. Arendor gets up and he starts doing this dance to it, and he's flapping his wings and he's getting around, just like throwing this ale up in the air. Where's the Dragonborn? Where is he at? Come out and drink. And he's just flapping his arms as Arendor seems to get into this the most out of everybody there. The song finally starts to huddle down, and everybody gathers around to hear the story told by Valen of the Spider Queen.
Okay. So I took another puff at the pipe and just kind of calmed myself a little bit after the singing and, with the drink and stuff. So the legend goes eons ago, I mean, not just the Sword Coast, but this entire land in the world we occupied in were once ruled by countless old gods. They were good ones, and they were mischievous ones, but they were also very dangerous ones. I mean, the worlds were in chaos, apparently, because that went by the legends when the old gods were around. The world wasn't very old. It was just the beginning of everything. So Spider Queen apparently was one of the elders of them all. I mean, my parents told me a long time ago, when I was little, my parents told me that by one of the most ancient and most prestigious Elven scripture, Spider Queen's power, not just physical, but also she can use her thoughts and spells to terrorize any living creature's minds and then send them fleeing or even drive them mad. For the longest time, they were just the old gods. And then one day, legend has it, elves were born into the world. At first, elves were humbly serving as Ogod's servants, as they basically live under Ogod's rules and reigns across the land. Centuries passed, according to some old legends, by passing down by the elves, and particularly there is a division called the Dark Elves that they were not happy and they weren't contained about their lives, and then they wanted to do something about it. And as a group of living creatures, being rebellious as they could be, they tried to obtain their powers and then fend off the old gods and cut up a piece of territories for themselves. And many dark magic and many sacrifices and many cruel methods were conducted, according to the legends, by those dark elves. And some said that they survived. I mean, they came up and created a way to actually get a hold of Spider Queen's power, or rather, they obtained a way to control her. For centuries, people fear dark elves, whereas they will that unknown way control the Spider Queen. But then, as the time passes, elves' power dwindled. All gods left the world because of the burden that they had. A lot of them left, but not Spider Queen. For that particular part, noble elves banded they actually, according to the scripture, they banded together and they banished the dark elves, alone sealing off this known method to control the Spider Queen. And then so that has been the story ever since. Myth has it, though no elves that I came across, or no living person I came across, actually witnesses, but myth has it about several hundred years ago, and a group of, I would say, expelled dark elves, with their leader, they were successful at summoning the Spider Queen onto our plane once more. But as to what happened that time, or where those dark elves went, nobody knew. That's the story.
What region of the world did that happen in?
From what I've heard, I was told by my parents, they should be around the general vicinity of the Sword Coast.
Right.
I'm interested. I mean, if I would like to see more.
Right on, man. That's wicked.
I know. To think
That's wicked.
God actually gave her presence to this place. It would be really unimaginable.
You guys kind of all sit back as some stories are shared. If anybody wants to share a story as well, they can at this point. There's a bit of calm and relaxation as you all just let the sugar and sweets kind of abide you, but it isn't long until the ship shakes, tossing you all off your seats.
Oh crap!
Wait, is this the map? No, this might not be the map. You're immediately heard just this bellowing sound. The crew runs out faster than you do.
Do you want to pull ourselves out here?
You guys can start to pull yourself up onto the ship.
Okay. To the deck. Top deck.
You guys, your eyes start to adjust. Between the wailing sounds of the wind pass through you. We're surrounded. You hear from the captain. Between the rushing sound of the wind, you hear these flapping of wings and these sounds darting past you. You just see these long figures, these winged beasts.
Oh,
Diving. And
They're checking out.
that's
David.
where we're gonna end tonight.
Damn.
Damn. Okay.
Good thing that Ferris is out of his hammer.
Nope. I just enabled the loudspeaker on it.
You show up for a few minutes and back to the hammer. You're not coming out for
It's
battle.
a damn. That was it. Em, you all right?
Too high for this shit.
Fine, sorry.
Okay. No, I just want to make sure.
Yeah. We just
Well,
we just let
there was
David
like we live on a road,
Okay.
like on a main road, and sometimes there are really loud noises, and there was a loud bang, and so we're just trying to make sure that like everything's good.
I don't. Yeah, the way you've been silent, like shit, dude. Em just passed out. Fucking right on.
Yeah. No, we're good. It was whatever's happening went on outside.
Alrighty. All right.
We're supposed to get ice
So-
tonight.
There
sorry
we go.
about that.
Nope, it's all right. We ended up the episode anyways. You guys are now top deck, and you guys are surrounded by some kind of winged beasts.
If it's a bunch of harpies, we shouldn't have been singing. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Sonic.
GG's.
Thank you,
Thanks, guys.
Glockonaut. Dude, everybody in the chat hooked up everybody with. We got fucking all kinds of
Except for
subs
Joe.
going.
Joe, too much.
Joe just made us all sing, which I think I killed. I think I killed.
We'll
Oh,
be
absolutely.
alright.
Eminem, well, we nom, 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 nom.
We'll be
Yeah, you might want to share your sea shanties beforehand too, Terry. I think that was
Okay.
kind of awesome that we all
That
got to
was,
sing along.
that was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You did a great job.
yeah. Thank you for bringing those. Thank you for being prepared. It would have felt
I
awful.
wish
if
I
we
was
were putting you
actually
on-
musically talented, because then I would want to play a musical instrument to it.
I'm telling you that. Well, I can't play musical instrument though. That's the thing. I'm telling you that.
I wish I
my,
was too, yeah.
My YouTube search engine's algorithm right now all give me like a whole bunch of just sea shanty videos.
Oh, sea shanties are huge right now. That's what's fucking
And
hilarious.
I am not. Like, I'm happy about it. I'm actually pretty happy. I actually got a few albums on Amazon for MP3. Just listening to them. Man, it's something. It's definitely something.
Well, thank you all for joining. That we can get this going.
I actually recognize a few songs that we had it back in the Black Sail, the Assassin's
Oh.
Creed. Oh
Uh
man.
huh. Yeah, like it's getting hot in here. That's that popular sea shanty.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Good job.
All right,
guys.
we're ending
GG.
we're ending the M&A&D&D stream, and then we'll
Yeah,
start
yeah.
up a ghost hunting one here soon.
Ghost hunting one.
Yeah, we're gonna probably do some ghost hunting here.
All right. See you, everybody.
Uh,
All right,
love
I'm
y'all.
ending the
Thank
stream
you.
here.